Mr. Peter Nidelmuler, could we consider as official the announcement of former Prime Minister Gruevski that he got political asylum in your country?
Yes, unfortunately, and this is from my point of view, or our point of view, is absolutely unacceptable. But yeah, that's right, that the Hungarian government confirmed that Mr. Gruevski got political asylum in Hungary.
So how do you explain this decision of Hungarian government?
I think so that the decision of the Hungarian government is really a scandal, because as far as we know, as far as I know, Mr. Gruevski was sentenced in Macedonia for 2 years in prison because of corruption. And in that case, to take Mr. Gruevski from Macedonia to Hungary is against any law, against the European law, against, as far as I can see, the Macedonian law, and also against the Hungarian law. So as far as I understood, the only reason for that is the friendship between Mr. Orban, the Hungarian Prime Minister, and Mr. Gruevski. And I think so on that basis, there is no rule of law. On that basis, no European country can't work. So we are very much against this asylum, and I think so that this is really a European scandal.
Mr. Nidelmuler, what's behind this huge engagement of Hungarian diplomacy within all region of the Balkans? I mean, when you say the friendship, it's too easy to explain this engagement of Mr. Orban and his diplomacy as a result of just friendship.
You know, maybe it is more than just friendship. Maybe this is the sense of the illiberal democracy. Mr. Orban is a big friend of this new ideology, saying that the liberal democracy is dead. We need a new kind of democracy, the so-called illiberal democracy, and he thinks that he can do everything. But I have to say this is not the case. We will bring this issue to the European Parliament, the European Commission, because, as I told you before, this is not only an issue between Hungary and Macedonia, this is an issue for the European Union, for Europe. Macedonia wants to join the European Union, and we support it very much, and therefore I think so we have to discuss this whole issue on the European level.
You're a member of European Parliament, part of the socialist group. So what is going to be your engagement? Because I don't think that the member of European Parliament from Fidesz party are going to support your initiative. So what's your plan?
Not a problem. This is not a problem. Of course, the Fidesz group will not support any kind of this issue. Maybe the European People Party is not going to support that, but we will have enough support among the Liberals, Greens, and Social Democrats. And on the other side, I have to say that I wrote an open letter to Mr. Weber. Mr. Weber is the chair of the People Party, the European Parliament, and I asked to him to say what he is thinking about, what does he think about this whole issue, because I think so, as I told to you, this is a European issue, and he as a chair of the European People Party, he has to say what is his opinion on that scandalous issue.
It's obvious that Mr. Orban is going to have some problem within EU because of this decision, and it's obvious also that he's paying already some political price. So how do you explain this readiness of Mr. Orban to pay such a heavy political price and to take this kind of decision?
You know, I think so that Mr. Orban wanted to show that he can do everything. Mr. Orban is all the time fighting with the European Union, with Brussels, with all the oppositions in Hungary, and he just wanted to show that he can do everything. But I think so that the political price for that action will be very high, because he will be much more isolated in our political family than he was before, on the one side, and on the other side, of course, all European countries, having seen this action, they will have a much bigger distance to Mr. Orban and to his party and to his government because it is really unacceptable, absolutely.
When it's about the EU, the foreign minister of Hungary yesterday said that no member states raised this issue within a council of ministers. What does it mean? It means that the member states are going to be quiet about the decision of Orban to grant Mr. Gruevski political asylum?
You know that the Commissioner for Enlargement of the European Union, Mr. Hahn, he already gave an official statement and asked Mr. Orban about a clear clarification what happened in this issue. It was the first step. And the second step will be then on 6th of December, that will be a council meeting, and I am absolutely sure that on that meeting it will be at least one member state or maybe even the council presidency, and they will bring this issue on the agenda. I'm absolutely sure of that. And as I told to you, we will bring this issue also on the agenda of the plenary meeting of the European Parliament.
When?
Pardon me?
When we could expect this session of the European Parliament?
The next plenary meeting is early December, and we will start this procedure this week. And in the first December meeting, or maybe in the second December meeting, I mean before Christmas, we will discuss it on the plenary in the European Parliament. I'm absolutely sure of that.
And one more question. What's the Socialist Party and the opposition in Hungary, what are you going to do? What kind of measures or decision you are going to take in order to oppose Mr. Orban, because it's obvious that you are very much not satisfied with this kind of decision.
Yeah. You know, the European Parliament and the European Commission won't be able to change the decision of the Hungarian government. This is clear. I mean, there will be no new decision. But, of course, in that case, if Mr. Gruevski leaves Hungary and going, for example, to Austria or Germany or Sweden or any other any other member states of the European Union, it can be that this country, this government says that they do not accept the decision of the Hungarian government, and they will hand over Mr. Gruevski to Macedonia.
My question was about what the opposition in Hungary is going to do within a Hungarian parliament or within Hungarian institutions.
Of course, you know, the Hungarian government will say that this is their good right. I mean, this is the right of the member states to make a decision about asylum. But we have a European right as well, a European law as well. And this decision is against the European law. And as far as you are a member of the European Union, you have to take into consideration the European law as well. So this is not only a Hungarian resolution. At that time, it is a Hungarian decision. But of course, the European Union has the possibility to say we need a new procedure, and we have to change this decision. We have to reopen this whole procedure, and that will be our aim, and this is what we would like to have.
Mr. Peter Nidelmuler, thank you very much to be our guest.
Okay, thank you very much for calling me. Bye-bye.
Bye.